Okay, day 2 of Rogue Trader. Let's hope we don't have any technical issues today. Mix it up being really slow for some reason, but that's not really a problem.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
I always have a backup plan.
Let's do some looting before we progress.
I always keep my options open.
This game annoyingly cuts out for a couple of seconds when you Alt-tab.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
A bizarre fragment hung on a trophy board. The light, smooth surface of the object is dotted with dark spots and crumbling holes.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Immunity to critical hits at the beginning of combat sounds good. Oh, right, we can remove this because apparently you can't use both of them. This will at least give him some abilities he doesn't already have.
The murder scene looks like something caught the victims by surprise. No one had time to react to what was happening. Theodora von Valancius's body is sprawled on the large, blood-drenched desk. The arch-militant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls.
No! Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Lord Captain. Who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Arch-Militant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
You lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. What ended the rogue trader's life was an auto-pistol shot, an extraordinarily accurate one at that. Theodora's face bears an expression of surprise, the last emotion she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye, a heap of blood-spattered parchments and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down for a closer look, you notice something else, small shards of glass scattered on the floor.
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces, drawing closer. Lady Theodora, and Conrad, and what is that? Ah! Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure.
Tainted witchcraft.
It is difficult to say what exactly was broken. The object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appear iridescent rather than completely transparent, as if they had been submerged in promethium. Promethium, a broad term for combustible fuel in the Imperium of Man. Reports, accounts, dispatches. You go over the scrolls until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. It is a handwritten letter signed with the initials X, C, and a seal with a symbol that is vaguely familiar to you. Esteemed Theodora, a change in circumstances has demanded your immediate assistance in our mutual cause. Forthwith upon receiving this letter and performing the necessary preparations of the crew, you are to depart for the Rykad system. One of my acolytes, Interrogator Heinrich von Calix, operates there at the present time. Upon your arrival in the system, you will, without delay, make contact with him and offer any assistance required of you, after which you will provide him passage to the Furibundus system aboard your ship. On footfall, the interrogator will remove himself from your presence to await further instructions. Anticipating any questions you may have, I will stress that the nature of Interrogator Van Calix's activities on Rykad Minories is of no concern to you. If required, Van Calix himself will disclose the details of his mission. May the Emperor's light be with you. XC.
That's also going to come in handy in this game. The TTS can read documents and encyclopedia entries.
And sends a shiver down your spine. The author of this letter addressed to Theodora von Valancius signed it with the seal of one of the holy ordos of the Emperor's Inquisition, the secret police of the Imperium that relentlessly hunts heretics, Xenos, and other enemies of humanity. An auto-pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and the furniture around with blood, brain matter, and shards of his skull. The safety on the Arch-Militant's weapon is off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than he.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything.
Idira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
Is there money to be made?
Here we go again.
The Masters demand your death!
I will do my duty. At your beck and call. It will be done. Reduced to dust.
That was suboptimal, but hopefully he'll be fine.
Not me. I'll see to it personally. On it.
Nice burst shot. Hit absolutely fuck all.
I'll see to it. Your end was inevitable.
That also missed, but at least it hit something.
I'll do it. Doubt is for the weak. I'll do it. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Was that you? Or... anything is? Be gone!
Crush the feeble!
Victory is in one fewer target. Indeed.
You, my Emperor!
On it.
Oh, that's why he's moving away. Did that last time I was in this fight as well. He probably can't use the Melta in close combat.
Will be done. I took care of this one.
I always have a backup plan.
Need a base skill Medicaid to use medikits. Is that a thing I can pick up? It is. Going to need that, I think. That is going to be useful. %3 chance to ignore any enemy attack. Yes, please.
Keep your wits about you.
The first sacrifice opens the eye. The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
You are here. But where is the Lord Captain?
The Lord Captain will not be joining us.
No. The rogue trader. He's dead? No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second. The warp is ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the Warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed.
This again. Doesn't want to progress for some reason. Either that or it's thinking about something. There we go.
I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating.
I forbid you the very thought of yielding. Only by resigning to your fate will you truly suffer defeat.
Words worthy of a righteous soul.
Save the lofty words for later, will you? The navigator's ready to take the ship out of the warp if he gets some help from the bridge.
Then we have no right to bow our heads.
You can see Conrad Voigtveer clearly in the gloom of the bridge. The broken blade he is holding is stained with dark drops that seem to have a pearlescent glimmer to them.
We are out of time!
Ready your weapons. If we are to die this day, let us die with honor.
No. To die altogether is to allow the flame of the dynasty to perish in the dark. No. It will not be like this. Not today. The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you, see to it that the void ship breaks free from the warp. Watch over our realm. And farewell.
Accursed traitor! A time will come when you will bleed for her ladyship Theodora's murder. Remember my words, for they are the vow of he who marches toward his death.
What? Theodora is dead? No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't.
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
Why is there blood running off the walls? That doesn't seem good.
Beware the ire of the witch. Let the blood flow!
It's as good as done. Who, if not me? I won't compromise my principles. Another enemy down.
Oh, I can't see past the corner.
On it.
Faith without deeds is worthless. Doubt is for the weak. That is not the Emperor's will. In thy light I stand, and thy light I crave, as the Emperor commands. I'll do it. Eradicated. As the Emperor commands, I act.
I will do my duty. A tactically sound approach. It will be done.
But of course.
You never stood a chance.
Oh, I didn't see that first time I did this fight. It can eat the other cultists to heal. Get up, Abelard. The hell?
Just a minor setback.
My faith shields me. Faith without deeds is worthless. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Huh.
Anything else? Will do.
Well, he's prone, so he's not going to be able to dodge regardless.
Pain cleanses the body.
I'll make it happen.
Is ground effects a thing in this game? No.
I'll see to it personally. It's as good as done.
I'll do it. I refuse.
I serve the ruinous powers.
Not my worst day. Yet. The healing is much appreciated. At your beck and call.
%75% armor.
That is not my destiny.
Oh wow, her heroic act is a melee attack. What?
Anything else?
Her head is also about to explode.
My ears are ringing.
Accept your lot. Who, if not me? The best defense is a good offense. On it. I'll see to it personally.
I will endure. Let me tend to your wounds.
I owe you a debt.
Doubt is for the weak. Faith without deed. This is why I was chosen. I'll do it.
It will be done.
On it. Was that you? Or...
My soul shall become like fire.
Argenta might not make it another turn. Yeah, can't do that in combat.
I'll make it happen. I won't stand for it. Who, if not me?
Lost in our ranks.
Yep, she's down.
At your beck and call. I will do my duty.
It's as good as done. I refuse.
Victory is imminent. It will be done. An exemplary strike. We'll rule the stars themselves. Indeed. At your beck and call. Victory is imminent.
My prescience has failed me. Anything else? But of course. I feel cold.
And he's prone again.
I'll make it happen.
Time to redouble our efforts.
Temporary setback. My gut tells me it's a bad idea.
Careful now. At your beck and call. I've suffered worse.
I'll see to it personally.
Indeed. Brace yourself, Abelard.
I'm still standing. Just barely.
Well, that could have gone smoother.
I need your aegis, O Emperor.
Let us not dawdle.
Okay, I think I'm going to pick ballistic skill because I miss way too much. Combat medic is going to be nice to have. Running out of med kits though.
That's not the Seneschal's job.
He's going to need toughness.
I always keep my options open.
The heir is dead. He sacrificed himself to save the entire dynasty.
Old man, he was never...
Rivor, Master Helmsman, systems status report.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal. Living and breathing. Well, there's a tricky question. The old place is so overgrown with foul wickedry. We'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long.
We need to re-establish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. It is our only chance of escaping from the warp.
Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking.
Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence.
I'm ready. Begin the ritual. This is 40k, so everything is a ritual. Even getting out of their version of hyperspace.
The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false robe trader's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire. The other, a vessel of ancient evil, bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors of the warp.
I don't think this is part of it, though.
Mortal, who are you to oppose the very flows of fate? It matters not. Your footfalls are an echo of the sand pouring between the scales. Your hopes and faith are my mockery.
I have already resisted the temptations of the warp once. Whatever you are, you will not cloud my mind with a new illusion.
Resisting the inevitable means only that realization and submission will bring greater torment. There is no power that can hinder the flows of fate.
The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen. And yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day. The day of my resurrection.
Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me.
The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine.
Seneschal, the Navigator's Sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means...
The Navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision, it is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the Warrant of Trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord. It is because of his toils that we all still live.
The deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained. For the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived. To hang the ancestral banners once again, and exact vengeance on the enemies of House von Valancius and humanity.
It's kind of funny that the story of this game is that we are the Spear.
Deep shadows of weariness can be seen on Abelard's face, though the old officer's eyes are keen. They rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself.
Well, then, your lordship.
Now the prologue is over, and so is the voice acting, so it's only TTS and me from here on out. Well, I think there are important story beats that are voiced, but most of it, as far as I know, isn't voiced.
You had us worried for a few hours there.
Abelard offers a thin smile.
But after witnessing you fearlessly rush into the fray on deck, the only thing that surprises me is how long you stayed on your feet. Your strength only left you once the fighting was all over. Such fortitude is most admirable in a Lord Captain. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustain massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by the deputy, while others go unfilled entirely, and now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews.
What is on the agenda for this meeting?
Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in. So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your lordship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge. And they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain.
Have you succeeded in tracking down Voitver?
Abelard grits his teeth.
No, Lord Captain. In all the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him and any mutineers who may still be skulking in the ship's many corridors, but, frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now 1 shuttle short. I am afraid that it will be some time before he answers for all that he has wrought.
I'm ready to start the briefing. Summon the officers.
With a gesture, Abelard relays the order to the adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. A dozen pairs of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness.
Attention, officers. You have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Cornelius von Valancius will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports.
Perhaps you would introduce those present, Abelard.
As you wish, your lordship.
Abelard points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh.
Vigdis Suri Atta of the Ptolemy line, our new Vox Master.
It is an honor to serve your lordship.
The Vox Master offers a deep bow.
Aboard this vessel you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain.
Beside her is Raver, the Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us, to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap.
The bearded man with pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hardwired into his face, gives a sullen nod.
Hail, Lord Captain. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. And lastly, our high factotum Janrys Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship.
Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set man with oiled hair offers an obsequious smile and bows.
It is an honor, your lordship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. In the second row, we have the 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard. The Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship. And, lastly, the Drives Master, servant of the Omnisia.
A supernatural entity, god of all knowledge, worshipped by the Adeptus Mechanicus. The 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drives Master offers a salute resembling a dance, involving the complicated manipulation of all the Tech Priest's mechadendrites.
Is that everyone?
Unfortunately, our choirmaster, the esteemed Zachary Wise, head of the Astropath section, is unable to join us. He is in charge of communications with distant star systems. Master Wise has been in a trance for some time now, attempting to contact other planets in the von Valancius Protectorate and inform them of Lady Theodora's passing and Conrad Voigtvir's treachery. I will deliver a report to your lordship on the Astropath's progress as soon as it is possible to do so.
It is equally regrettable that 2 more individuals worthy of mention could not join us at the briefing, the Master-at-Arms and Confessor Adalbert. The eminent Adalbert must see to the funeral services being held for the fallen officers, of whom there are too many for him to take leave from the chapel. And Mistress Sauerback, who has replaced her late predecessor as our Master-at-Arms, is currently leading the search for any surviving agents of Voigtvir. All others present are adjutants, secretaries, and deputies. They are here to make of a record of proceedings.
I wish to hear the Infernus Master's report.
Yes, Lord Captain.
The tall man bows his head in deference.
I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment, in terms of material losses and crew casualties, has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factotum. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty.
Abelard remarks in a low voice pitched for your ears only.
The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak.
High Factotum, what have you to report?
We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your lordship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the tech priest's hands for attention and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and, unfortunately, this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Rykad Minories. However, the planet, the whole system, in fact, belongs to the Winterscale Rogue Trader dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the Rogue Trader. Especially true given Caligo's Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planets.
Rumbles Abelard, frowning.
Drivesmaster, I will hear from you now.
A voice distorted by a Vox retranslator emerges from under the tech priest's scarlet hood.
Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnisia, but its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Engine Seer Prime, Overseer, and spiritual authority of all tech priests on board fell in battle. The Muggos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him. A most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Muggos. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible.
Would someone care to translate the esteemed Drivesmaster's words?
The ship's most senior tech priest, most senior both in rank and in experience, is dead. If we do not find a replacement, we will be unable to resolve the problems with the warp engine.
Answers the Vox Master instantly, without even thinking. This is not the first time she has acted as an interpreter between the ship's various inhabitants.
Master Helmsman, deliver your status report.
Right you are, Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship's sound, more or less, but without our Engineer Prime and Navigator, who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what'll happen first, our warp drive being torn to pieces or all of us melting into the bulkheads.
Your Lordship, if you will allow me to interject, when we arrived in the system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all the available communication channels in the region. One of them was a novice Nobilite station. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor.
What's a novice Nobilite station?
An ancient organization of noble mutant families whose genes allow them to safely guide warp-capable void ships through the immaterium.
That is an incredible stroke of luck.
If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go round and round this system till our heads are swimming, as long as the Promethium and supplies last. And if any thick-as grok shit lowlifes come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out, so don't you worry on that score.
Master of Ordnance, do you have anything to report?
The Master of Ordnance gives you a gloomy look.
No, my job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone, we've got no able crew, no Lord Captain. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. So what?
Comes the officer's hostile and bitter reply. It is as if a dam has burst inside, and all his pin-up emotions are rushing out of him.
The ship's in ruins. Every second officer's dead. And now we've got a green Lord Captain who's supposed to lead us to void knows where. Silence.
The bridge's magnificent glass panes seem to tremble under the force of Abelard's roar.
Enforcers, seize this mutineer.
Abelard grunts.
If only one officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, then that's not bad at all. Your lordship, I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with the Master of Ordnance? The former Master of Ordnance, I should say. Besides find a replacement, that is, for we already have one lined up.
Well, we are an Imperial officer of the Imperial Guard, so we of course know exactly what to do. Execute him.
Abelard nods stiffly.
Consider it done. Take him away.
The brittle laughter of the Master of Ordnance reverberates around the bridge as he is led to his fate.
To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in crew members and we require a new Engineer Prime and Navigator. Is this all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain. But bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these three immediate problems.
What can you tell me about the system in which we currently find ourselves?
I cede to the Vox Master on this point. Mistress Ptolemy.
We are in the Rykad star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your lordship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in this system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. The Novice Nobilite station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system. And Rykad Minories itself is also not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet.
The situation is not very encouraging. But without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Novice Nobilite station and find out what in the void is going on.
Thank you all for your reports. Dismissed.
The assembled officers salute you as one.
Your lordship, there is one other thing. A confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora.
Abelard hesitates.
Your eternally esteemed predecessor brought the ship here, to this system, for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything? And I shall tell you, the Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Coronis expanse.
I came across a strange handwritten letter on Theodora's desk. It was signed XC. You are referring to the contents of that note, I presume.
Yes, quite right. XC, Xavier Calcazer. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Heinrichs van Calix. An interrogator, you understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in this system, that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and then deliver him to Footfall in the Furibunda system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Novice Nobilite or the Governor of Rykad Minories, may know something. That is all of it, your lordship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the Von Valancius Protectorate.
Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems he is about to offer some words of encouragement.
Idira? Sister Argenta? Explain yourselves.
The Sister of Battle grimly nods toward Idira.
The Psyker is suffering some ailment, or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised.
For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant.
I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request. But it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader.
Idira's glazed eyes rove over those assembled. One word burst from her lips.
Daybreak.
Idira, come to your senses.
Damn it.
Idira presses her fingers to her temples in desperation.
Why, your lordship? Here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard, my head is still spinning. Something very strange is heading our way, and I can't make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out, daybreak, or maybe it's dawn, and it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell, but if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark?
We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mistress Lass?
No, not yet anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make sense of any of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it, all right? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions, and I'm sure you would benefit from them as well.
The Psyker's bitten lips stretch into a wry smile.
If there's nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. It is time to get to work.
A thin, pale woman stands out among the rest of the crew. There is a thick bundle of cables coming out of the back of her skull and disappearing under her ceremonial garment, and you see the grate of a quietly humming vox where her mouth should be. The woman sees you and bows her head in a respectful greeting.
How may I serve you, Lord Captain?
Ooh, our first skill check. 95%. There's no way we're going to fail that, right? Connect me to the vessel's main channel. I wish to bolster the morale of my crew.
The Vox Master nods obediently and presses several switches on the device she is holding.
It is done, Lord Captain.
You address the crew with a rousing speech and hear your voice roll through the ship, reaching even the normally quiet corners of the vessel. When the broadcast ends, you hear distant shouts of approval.
That will be all for now.
I live to serve, Lord Captain.
The Infernus Master nonchalantly lights a low stick from a thermal cutter and spreads his arms in a welcoming gesture.
Heinrich Montag, at your service.
He smells of cinders and low, his face is sooty, and his belt is laden with a number of heavy tools. You would have taken him for a laborer if it weren't for the greasy and ragged officer's uniform.
What's low?
A common form of recreational stimulant that consists of a rolled paper stuffed with a plant-derived substance. When lit, this substance emits smoke that is inhaled through the tube.
Okay, so space weed. Tell me more about Infernus Guild.
What interests you the most? Our duty, our state-of-the-art equipment, or our vibrant traditions?
How's the guild organized?
The Infernus service is split into different brigades according to duties. The heart of the guild are, of course, our liquidators, tough guys with nerves of steel, who put out fires and pull people from the flames. Others are repairmen, dealing with problems like jammed doors, fuel leaks, or broken vents. And then there's the walking inspectors, who check the decks to make sure that nothing is blocking any passages or access to communication lines.
Okay, so this isn't like an imperial guild, it's a guild on the ship. State-of-the-art equipment, that sounds interesting.
The Infernus Master smiles guiltily.
That was a bit of a stretch, I'm sorry. There is no state-of-the-art equipment, the risks of ruining it in a fire are too great. We get by using human resources and the most common items available, respirators, fire extinguishers, and flame-retardant uniforms. Let's face it, the lives of the Inferni are not worth much. It's more important that we save the machines and minimize damage to the ship.
Yeah, that sounds more like the Imperium. What traditions?
We have plenty of those, like the reminders.
Heinrich rolls up his sleeve, revealing a tattoo inscribed over an old burn mark.
When you survive a particularly hopeless accident, you get a tattoo on your scar. You can always tell an experienced Infernus by their ink. It's like a badge of honor of sorts.
I have learned all I need.
Never let your fire go out, Lord Captain. I mean, no.
Heinrich hurriedly waves his hands.
That's just a stupid little guild-in joke. Seriously, if you see an Infernus next to a naked flame, run.
Rogue trader.
Sister Argenta looks tired. There are dark circles under her eyes. Her hair is somewhat disheveled, and she moves like she's a little on edge.
Rogue trader?
You said you have a personal request.
I indeed have a request, Rogue Trader. The accursed servants of Chaos who assaulted this ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their posts until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices there are for cases like this in Von Valancius territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the Rogue Trader could meet with the orphans?
This seems to be the most imperial answer. Why would I? Do you wish to fill these children's heads with the illusion that the world and its rulers care about them? But I think we'll go with option 3. I will meet with them, no formalities needed. These are the children of people who gave their lives for the Von Valancius dynasty. My consideration is the least they deserve.
I will pass on your instructions. Thank you for taking my request to heart.
The motley group of adolescents do not take their eyes off you, gazing at you as if you were a creature straight from a fairy tale.
Our indefatigable sister has been keeping an eye on these pups.
Abelard glances at the gathered children.
It is hardly the Schola Progenium in here, but we have provided the orphans on our ship with adequate care and instruction.
Argenta is standing to the side of the group. At your approach, she perks up and announces, her voice ringing.
Brave ones, the master of this ship has appeared before you, the one who guides it through the darkness of the universe by the Emperor's will. Greet your Lord Captain, the Rogue Trader of House Von Valancius.
You notice Infernus Master Heinrich Montag standing a few paces away from the orphans. He watches you with approval and bows respectfully when you meet his gaze.
Grandly address the group. I, the Rogue Trader and Lord Captain of this ship, speak to you now. Your parents gave their lives for a just cause and brought honor to the Von Valancius banners and those of the Imperium. I am proud of them, and I believe that you will become their worthy heirs.
The teenagers hang on your every word with bated breath. Only a few at the far end of the row seem sullen and not particularly impressed by your speech. One of the scowling visitors with a thin scar across his face tosses his head back and says bitterly,
So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents died in their dozens for you noble lot, and you just give us speeches.
Argenta quickly turns to the boy. A flurry of emotions flashes in her dark eyes, like she wants both to calm him and scold him for his impudence.
If you have things to say them without fear, I will listen.
The boy smiles grimly.
It doesn't matter what we say, it won't bring our parents back. And it won't change our fates either. We'll keep slaving away on this ship until we drop and die like our folks. Or worse.
Well, he's not wrong.
When the heretics who killed your parents attacked the ship, I was there. I took command, I fought, and I repelled the assault as quickly as I could. But no war can be won without losses. You can only strive to do what is within your power.
You heard the rogue trader. His words carry the wisdom of the Imperium.
It's hard to say whether or not your words have left an impression on the boy, but he nods slowly. Then he catches himself and gives you an awkward bow. Abelard gives a sign, and servants immediately emerge carrying packaged treats with von Valancius emblazoned on the wrappers. It appears that the Seneschal came prepared for any contingency. Argenta rubs her temple pensively. She smiles and offers a few more words of encouragement, then leaves the bay.
So we talked at them a lot and then give them candy, and that's it. At least they got candy.
Greetings. I first came here when I found myself in need of passage from Footfall to a remote planet. But I imagine what interests you is not that first journey, but rather what brought me aboard prior to the cultist attack. That story is complicated. It just so happened that I made a mistake. In a moment of laxity, I was ambushed by the accursed followers of the archenemy. I was badly wounded. Lady Theodora came to my aid and brought me aboard her ship, where crew attended to me in my weakened state. It all happened not too long ago. I had barely recovered from my wounds when the cultists struck. Truly, the servants of evil know no rest. There is no place where we can be safe from their machinations.
Where did this happen?
On one of the recently discovered planets in the Expanse. No one suspected that it had already been tainted by the filth of heresy. Had I known it beforehand, of course I would have been on my guard.
What happened to the people who wounded you? Did Theodora's men eliminate them?
Sadly, they did not. Lady Theodora was in a hurry and chose not to stay on the planet. Her people took me to a ship while I was unconscious, and when I came to my senses, we were already flying away. How I pray to come face to face with those heretics once more, and it's bound to happen someday.
We could go to the planet and deal with the Chaos Worshippers.
The path to that planet was lost. All the knowledge is gone, along with the previous navigator. It would take immense effort and resources to rediscover the route. The heir to the von Valancius Protectorate must have plenty of other issues to deal with right now. Perhaps later, when the skies above our heads have cleared. As you wish.
Lord Captain? Lord Captain.
This majestic portrait painted by a skilled artist greets guests who have been granted permission to enter the Lord Captain's quarters.
Well, I guess we're going to have to change that to portrait of me. Oh, it doesn't search automatically. Don't remember if I paid enough to go in here. Maybe I did. Or someone else with the same first name who only submitted their first name. Actually, can we? We can. Okay. Don't need to be carrying a bunch of weapons we're not using. Apparently my account was not linked.
Would you like to take a bath, your lordship?
That's a big tub.
The soothing water caresses your senses, and your grateful muscles welcome the chance to rest. A pleasant languor spreads through your body as you allow yourself a moment of quiet relaxation. The tension slowly retreats as you bring yourself to complete stillness. Joint by joint, muscle by muscle, pore by pore. Before long, you have surrendered the bastion of your body to the bliss of oblivion. Troubles, worries, loss, such things do not belong in this newly established dominion of tranquility. There are only the infinite waters of weightlessness, in which, stripped of all things superficial, the mind of Cornelius von Valancius drifts in silent bliss. It is a conscious mind. What fills this consciousness?
Dogmatic, thoughts of his monumental duty to the Emperor. Such duty can only be fulfilled through service and death, for such is the price of humanity's victory in the everlasting war.
The sacrifice of the many paves the way to a triumphant future for the Titan that is the protector of the Imperium. It is a heavy burden to be the ground beneath his feet, but it is glorious to serve such a righteous purpose in unity. This moment of serenity soon fades. The body reclaims the mind, binding it once more to the familiar shell of flesh, sinew, and bone. You feel revitalized. This was truly an experience worthy of a rogue trader. Unfinished letter. His chagrin is irrelevant. Voigtvir's mistake cost me too much. Years of work, tremendous resources, all wasted. He has failed at what he was supposed to be irreproachable at, uncovering spies, and this one was a senior officer. I am not about to discard him. Conrad has served me for too long for his removal to go painlessly for the Protectorate. Besides, he is no fool. He could not have seriously expected to become the next in the von Valancius line when his skills and talents as Master of Whispers are so valuable. Let his disinheritance serve as a humiliating but instructive lesson from which he may yet learn. Zero 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 11111110000101010101000110011 in 872-04. The final transactions with the chartist are complete. The fiery reckoning is now fully equipped 00011110010000. The object has been loaded aboard with its containment intact and placed in the forebay to ensure maximum contact with the target. Coordinates sent and received by the bridge 10011101010. Target's estimate 001100, time of arrival in the system 0101011010. The fiery reckoning is crewed by a servitor HIV 0001111100. Chances of the ship returning are minimal. Estimated TIM 0111011100. The events of Warhammer 40,000 Rogue Trader take place in a vast region of space known as the Coronis Expanse. This sector is composed of numerous star systems, many of which you will get a chance to visit. You will find yourself scouring the void in search of routes leading to new, uncharted systems, discovering more routes as you explore the expanse. What you see before you is the map of one such system.
Okay, let's unidentified void ship.
Lord Captain, Astropathic Choirmaster Zachary Wise is asking to speak to you via a private channel. Greetings, Your Lordship. I can report that the choir is listening tirelessly to the Militarum in the hope of picking up voices from the dynasty's ships or worlds. However, we have heard something horrifying instead. Amid the Militarum's tumult, something is screaming. This scream is driving your choir mad. Until it stops, we have no hope of contacting any of the dynasty's worlds. It is coming from the Rykad System's Astropathic station.
We're going to pay a visit to that station.
Thank you, Your Lordship.
I guess we're going to the Astropath station first.
The Astropathic station is dead ahead of the void ship. It is motionless. There is lifeless silence across its vox frequencies. Its lights are out. Even those who have no warp sensitivity can feel the presence of death. It is here, lurking in the shadows. All of this makes reading the reports of the ship's astropaths, who claim to be hearing an incessant ghostly howl emanating from the station, all the more disturbing.
Hey, deploy a scouting team.
The enforcers offered their prayers and proceeded to enter the uncanny station. What they saw inside was monstrous. Astropaths upon their thrones, not quite here, not quite now, smudged, as it were, across time. Servants reliving their horrible deaths again and again, only to be reborn out of ashes and blood into more agony a moment later. The warp manifested itself here, twisting the very nature of existence. The main hall was covered in a crust of psychic ice. A green-robed blind old man sat motionless upon a tall throne. He was quite literally embedded in the ice, yet he was still alive and screaming.
Send Zachary Wise to the station with a squad of bodyguards.
Choirmaster Wise boarded the station in person and proceeded to the choir's hall. He stood silently for hours in front of a man frozen in ice and held a telepathic conversation with him. Then Master Wise offered a prayer to the God Emperor, and the unfortunate man passed away. Upon returning to the ship, Wise reverently presented the Lord Captain with a grim trophy, the late Choirmaster's amulet, taken from his frozen body after his death.
Oh.
Denial of nightmares. This amulet is painfully cold to the touch. It once belonged to an astropath who stood strong against the horrors of the warp. Though its former owner met a terrible end, his unbending will lives on in this relic. If worn by a psyker, the wearer gains immunity to the horrors of the warp effect.
Hey, Joe. Yeah, no problem. Always appreciate lurkers. Hope you're having a good day.
The psychic shriek carrying across the Militarum has been silenced, but this has brought the crew no relief. A chilling realization came to the astropaths when they discovered that the cry was masking a different sound, one even more terrifying and surreal. It was the melody of a cataclysm born from a warp storm of titanic power, so intense that the entire expanse must be able to hear it. It muffles astropathic messages and crawls into psychers' minds, evoking everywhere the same image, a dark, gaping, beastly mouth cleaving the universe in two. Now that the mad choirmaster has finally stopped screaming, the song of the Militarum has reached the rogue trader's void ship too.
Order the station to be explored.
A brief and chilling chronicle of the station's doom was found in the scribe's records. A warp disturbance of monstrous proportions wiped out half of the choir at once, turning the astropaths into living portals through which torrents of the Militarum's energies poured out. Those who lasted longer bellowed and howled about a black rift that had split the universe into before and after, and a darkness that would devour the Astronomican's light.
Okay, seal the station, dooming its ghostly inhabitants to an eternity of suffering. Or burn everything. I guess you can burn everything and then seal it.
Void torpedoes shatter the fragile station. One can only hope that the unfortunate souls captured by the warp have perished along with their home.
Oh, they weren't being literal. I guess that blowing it up is a form of burning as well. I guess. Now, let's go to this unidentified void ship.
The Vox crackles to life, and Master Helmsman Raver addresses you. What we have here, Lord Captain, it is not very noticeable, but there's a void ship sitting in the local asteroid field. It sure is quiet, like it's huddled up in there on purpose. It's not like I am surprised. The thing is more scrap heap than ship at this point. Somebody sure went to town on it. We are registering critical damage to the hull and depressurization of several compartments. Oh, there is an incoming transmission now, too. Hear us? The Vox transmission hisses and abruptly cuts to static. Do not require assistance. Pete, do not require assistance. Copy? The Vox relays a different voice. Keep following, they'll pass us by, won't they? Roar protects. Lord Captain, I am told our augurs cannot determine the allegiance of the vessel. To be brief, there is an unidentified and badly damaged vessel within an asteroid field near the Riccati Filia colony that is refusing help, which, not to put too fine a point on it, has not yet been offered to them.
Raver, can we establish communications? Let the vessel identify itself.
Yes, Lord Captain. The connection is established. Unknown vessel, we are receiving you. Identify yourselves. I repeat, identify yourselves. For a brief moment the Vox only hisses and snaps, and then several voices at once start shouting over one another. Do not tell. Tell him. We are done for. This is Thunderfawn. We are. One of the voices falters uncertainly and is replaced by another. A merchant vessel. Do you copy? We are a private, chant vessel. A merchant vessel. Of course they are. Damn my stupid head. Where did I hear this name before? Thunderfawn.
Raver, damage report on the unknown vessel.
Telemetry shows multiple hull breaches, most likely caused by the guns of a combat ship. Several compartments are leaking air. The bridge has been almost completely obliterated. 2 of the engines are critically damaged. Somebody gave them a thrashing so solid they barely managed to limp away.
Thunderfang, why can we not identify you?
You can make out hoarse and furious whispering even over the crackling of the static. Why? I don't know. What if? Certainly not. The whispering dies and a clear, youthful voice cuts through the static. Our vessel is badly damaged. Aimage is preventing the correct identification. We assure you, Suffle merchant vessel. Thunderfang does not require aid.
Thunderfang, your vessel is badly damaged. What happened to you?
The Vox responds by bursting into a cacophony of sounds, words, and emotions. Someone chuckles bitterly, another swears with some foul expletives, and yet another hisses, furiously demanding that the others shut up. You manage to make out little from all this noise.
It sounds like heresy to me.
We were just flying, minding our own business, straight out of the blue and opened fire. Miracle we could get away, Emperor protected, and then more fire. Who? Void only knows. Roasted our tail, bombed everything. Our folks are left without our help. We never got to them.
Thunderfang, now stop playing games and explain again what your business is here. And this time I highly recommend the truth.
Happy now. What have you done, Diet? It is too late now? The Vox channel is again filled with the angry whispering of several voices. The whispers and static are drowned out by a clear and slightly frightened voice. Do you copy? We are from the Fellow of the Void. We did not come here to loot, on a different business. To help our own, out of jail, do not hurt, lease. We already had our Chronos cleaned. How about striking a deal? Our hold is full of, goods.
Oh, they're pirates.
In case you are unaware, Lord Captain, the Fellowship of the Void is a disorderly assembly of several dozen pirate factions in the Coronis Expanse. They consider themselves above regular heretics solely because they sometimes have vox conversations with those whom they are about to board. Were it up to me, I would make them eat a salvo from the macro cannons to shake the scum loose from the decks. They certainly deserve it. The honeyed voice of the High Factotum interrupts the translation with a polite cough. I would wait on destroying the vessel if I were you. Although the moral aspects of their livelihood do cause some awkward questions, the Fellowship of the Void remains a major supplier of goods to the local market. Perhaps you will find dealing with them acceptable, especially in a situation where performing a warp jump is impossible.
Or we could blow them out of the sky. Main gun deck. On my order, aim weapons, target Thunderfang.
Your Lordship.
Oh, oops.
Your Lordship, I beg forgiveness for my impertinence, but let me remind you once again, we are currently locked in the system, without the ability to jump anywhere else. Be reasonable. Do you really, now of all times, want to get rid of a trading partner? And remember, the Fellowship of the Void is very likely to learn of what is about to transpire.
Main gun deck, fire.
The main gun deck is reporting a successful salvo. The augurs are reporting a successful hit. We do not register any survivors. Death to the pirate scum. Glory to the Von Valancius dynasty.
Oh, that's the prison planetoid. Let's go to the station over here.
Lord Captain, reporting, the heralds of the novice Nobilite continue to maintain vox silence. Perhaps due to Urak V being off-limits to visitors, we intercepted signals from the beacons drifting in the station's orbit. The demands are clear. We are told to turn the ship around immediately.
Interesting. In this interface, the TTS can't read the sex of the character.
We have also detected an accumulation of space debris near the station's docks. Presumably, it is the remains of interplanetary shuttles. Perhaps the esteemed novice Nobilite house requires aid, and therefore cannot respond to our Vox transmission.
Order the Augur crew to scan the station.
Yes, Lord Captain. The Vox remains silent for a while, but then you hear static and Vigdis's measured voice. The officers from the Augur crew performed a full scan of the station, but the information is imprecise. They note wave distortions of unclear genesis that are throwing off most of the readings. We were able to ascertain that the reactor core of the station is still active, but many compartments are unpowered and some fully depressurized. The signs of biological activity are largely present in the central module, which means the station has not been abandoned. So, the question remains, why are the esteemed navigator's heralds ignoring us?
Contact the station again. I will negotiate personally.
The Vox relays the cadent sound of grinding gears and clicking tumblers. I am sorry, Lord Captain. The station does not reply even after an official greeting by a rogue trader and the declaration of your intent to negotiate in person.
Docking with it without permission sounds a bit heretical, but we really need their help. Order the crew to commence docking with the station.
Affirmative, Lord Captain. We do not know what is happening at the station, so you will have to look for the esteemed navigator's blind. Dock safely, and may the God Emperor light your path.
Of course, more heresy.
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess. What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
House Ocelio.
A tall man stops you with a gesture when you approach. Blood is trickling down the pearly scales of his weary face, and not just his own blood. Two jet-black, unblinking eyes are watching your every move, and the third one, the mark of a navigator's fate, is menacingly pulsing behind the lowered lid in the middle of his forehead.
Step back, or I will unleash all the horrors of the Sea of Souls upon you. Emperor, be my witness.
Desist, brother. It was the Emperor's will that brought me to this abode.
The navigator frowns.
No one has the right to interpret his will so freely, brother. But wait, I recognize your coat of arms. You must be a lord of the von Valancius dynasty? Yes, I am absolutely positive, in fact. And since fate has brought such an important person into my abode, allow me to introduce myself. Before you stands Felek Christoph August, keeper of this station. So, you did not come to offer support to the traitors? This is great news. Having said that, you must understand that Urak V is a holy sanctum for House Orcelio, and the path to it is only revealed to a select few. It pains me to say you are not on the guest list.
What is happening on the station? Where did all these corpses come from?
Betrayal. A most banal thing in the life of the Nobilite, don't you think? I was stabbed in the back by my closest friend Theobald Orcelio, the second keeper of Urak V and my mentor. On his instructions, my own people sabotaged the generators, blew up the shuttles, and brutally massacred the loyal servants of my mistress. Most unforgivably, they dared to take her prisoner. Greedy scum. I swear by the throne's light, their souls will perish in the darkness of the void.
Felek falls silent for a few moments, and then furiously slams the end of his staff into the floor.
The madmen have captured Lady Kasha and are now torturing her upstairs while we are idly chatting down here. Help me rescue her or begone, but waste no more of my precious time.
I like that kidnapping him or attacking him are options. What kind of help are you talking about?
I would never ask you for such a favor under different circumstances, and yet.
Felek takes his hand away from his ribcage, notices blood, and winces in pain.
And yet Lady Kasha's well-being is above all. I haven't got many people left, and my wounds are too deep for me to act with precision and swiftness. But you may actually succeed. In order to ascend to the mistress's chambers, you will need to remake a holy relic sanctified with the blood of Lady Orcelio herself. This is the control rod of the elevator machine spirit. I have one part and the other was lost during the mutiny. But even this relic will be of no use unless the elevator mechanism is powered.
How do I remake the control rod?
I have a phylactery containing the mistress's blood. It needs to be taken to the laboratory, which is located behind one of the reliquary doors. The most ancient of sacred mechanisms will help to rebuild the rod. The tech priest ceaselessly performed the rites of appeasement so that the machine spirit would serve the house in its time of need. The fateful hour is now upon us.
So how am I supposed to power the elevator?
The station's main cogitator is situated in the guard room. Just enter the correct command sequence, and the sacred mechanism will do the rest.
I guess that makes sense.
So what have you decided, descendant of the von Valancius line?
The vows of your house upset the balance of power in this part of the galaxy. I will help you if not for the sake of profit, but for the good of the Imperium.
Felek nods curtly.
You should hurry, then. We will stay here to hold the line and lick our wounds. Good luck, rogue traitor. And may the Emperor's light be with you.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Let's see, we need to give Idira this necklace, the Denial of Nightmares.
Yes.
Always keep your eye on the price.
White. Bright.
The corpses were mauled by a force
color.
far beyond any mortal
And it's all
capacity.
riddled with
The faces are
horrible veins
twisted
that
in
carry
pain,
the
and the hands are
poison
fused
of
with
fear
improvised
and
weapons,
pain throughout its
tools,
body.
scissors, and cutlery.
Who are you? Why are you crying?
If the witch is talking about the enemies of humanity who set upon this abode of noble navigators, then our weapons will soon dispel their wicked misery. Duty prevails. I better myself through my service.
Is there money to be made?
Most of these unfortunate souls took their own lives by slicing their guts wide open.
Okay.
I'll make an example out of you. Stand your ground. Follow my lead. Stay vigilant. Weapon at the ready. My faith strengthens me.
Wait, are the guards also hostile?
It's nothing. My faith
What?
heals me.
That doesn't make any sense.
On it. It's as good as done. I'll make it happen.
Follow my lead.
I'll brush this off.
Follow my lead. Stay vigilant. Weapon at the ready.
It cleanses the body. As the Emperor commands, I act. Doubt is for the weak. Each strike is a prayer. I'll do it.
My faith strengthens me.
I must not falter.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Not this scryer's job. On it. Anything else? What an unfortunate turn of fate.
I will do my duty. Victory is imminent. Follow my lead.
Break their morale! Follow my lead.
Barely started and Rogue Trader is half dead already.
I will endure. And your pain won't stop me. I'll make sure to return the favor one day.
Chance of hitting is terrible and they're still somehow managing to destroy us.
I'll see to it personally.
Stay vigilant. Weapon at the ready.
Moving out.
Temporary setback.
There is movement in the Empyrean. Will do.
Shadows start to bleed.
I've seen worse battles than this in my time. At your beck and call. Indeed. Reduced to dust. For von Valancius. Tried and tested tactics are the best ones.
My faith strengthens me. Break their morale. Follow my lead.
I love games where the enemy also has
I'll make it happen.
friendly fire.
On it.
Follow my lead.
Can I fall back now?
As the Emperor commands, I act. the Emperor's judgment. Injuries will not slow me.
Stay vigilant.
I've suffered worse.
Be gone! Will do.
At your beck and call. I took care of this one. Victory is imminent.
Weapon at the ready. My faith strengthens me.
I hope they have a lot of medic kits on them.
Break their morale. Follow my lead. I've faced worse than this.
Taking calculated risk is my second nature. I'll make it happen. Another enemy down.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
On it!
My place is at the fore. I will do my duty. One fewer target.
It's as good as done. I am ready for whatever comes.
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury. Power resides in the will of the righteous. As the Emperor commands, I act.
I always have a backup plan.
This ocular implant was a worthwhile investment.
Ooh, grenades. These, I'm guessing, are quest items. Ripper auto pistol. Interesting. 1 grenade per slot, it looks like. Guess everyone is getting a grenade then.
Keep your wits about you.
The library is full of treatises by the most distinguished scholars of the Imperium, from Astra Militarum tacticians to Adeptus Mechanicus Genitors.
Just as I planned.
Statue by the famous Calician sculptor and chronicler Zacharias Vernon the Magnificent, the 23rd year of this millennium. Original.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Intercepted conversation between security officers. Tremendous honor. Yes, but this promotion will transfer the entire squad to the child's personal guard. By the God Emperor. Well, you are a strapping lad. You will probably make it for a cycle or 3. It has worn down better men than me. What even is the point if your brains turn into mush? I may rip out my eyes like Amos did. At best, I'll just go bonkers like that little shit stain that kept stealing our low. Oh, what happened to that one? Threw himself out of a depressurized chamber because some voices told him to. Calm down. Keeper Felek said the squad will not have to serve the child for long. He even gave us a little leeway. Unlike that fish-eyed. Be quiet. He might hear you. Well, you know what I mean. He almost busted our heads because someone forgot to check the catering unit. We haven't let in a single outsider in over 10 years, but Keeper Theobald keeps finding things to fret over. Imagine the shrieking if he finds out Keeper Felek didn't make us inspect the hangar after Lord Winterscale's most recent visit. Throne forbid. I try to steer clear of the squabbles among the Highborn. Some of Keeper Felek's orders make little sense, like the last time he commanded that we cut off communications with Rykad Minories for a while. Why would he do that? It looks like he grew tired of the Winterscale Scion's visits. Well, it's always a pleasure to aid Keeper Felek. That's right. If the Highborn have grown tired of each other, let them deal with it.
I always keep my options open.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
Never doubt me.
A lot of flesh samples.
If we'd been in real space, I'd have...
Spare me your wailing, witch. Every voice that sounds in your mind is a whisper of the archenemy.
Expected result.
Mars pattern sword. That's the wrong button.
Success
Unlocked.
is the only outcome I accept.
We should deal with this.
Duty prevails.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
I'm restless.
I know how to take risks.
These guys are all slowly going crazy. Okay, what are these for? Data crypts.
Keep your wits about you.
Research notes.
Research notes of Novice Laboratorum Custodian Fortunata or Celio, Part 13. Keeper Theobald graciously agreed to provide samples of his skin growths so we could study the influence of the rebellious immaterium on the flesh of the novice nobilite. Just as we thought, navigators are positively resistant to the restless currents of the warp. The God Emperor truly does shield some people against corruption and misery. But let us get back to the study of mortal flesh. Another servant will be carried in shortly. I must ready the organ extraction equipment. Adamant and dust and black water. This was the worst idea that could have entered my mind. God Emperor be praised. I am lucky to still have my head on my shoulders after this reckless experiment. Nevertheless, we did make an important discovery. The adamantine seems to protect the frail flesh of the lowborn to a degree. Having said that, not even the macerator can handle its temper, so we should probably introduce a more complex compound into the formula. All of the data related to the experiment were recorded to data crypt K040. I will get back to them later, once I am done with experiment H41. Okay. Have I mentioned that the chunk of meteorite found by Keeper Felix subjects is completely useless? Although, its shining granules could be used to make new paints for the child. Yes, I think I'm going to do exactly that.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust. I always
Unlocked.
get the job done. Just
Unlocked.
as I planned.
No new medkits yet. Longla. Light armor. Oh, and fire grenades. That sounds like fun.
I always keep my options open.
For some reason, the archenemy's twisted influence has found its way into the station. The Cogitator's vidscreen is covered in cracks and stained with dried blood. The buttons, switches, and levers were ripped out of the control panel with exceptional cruelty and scattered around the sacred mechanism that now sparks and hisses in agony, still refusing to perish. You turn a few of the remaining dials and pull the activation lever. The cracked vidscreen of the sacred engine flickers. The Cogitator's insides emit creaks and groans, and the lumens oscillate at random. It takes a while, but eventually the machine spirits do grant you access to the Cogitator systems.
Request data on the station's navigators.
After a brief pause, the data appears on the vidscreen. Felic Urselio. Location, main hall. Status, alive. Theobald Urselio. Location, upper chambers. Status, alive. Calamiro Urselio. Location, upper chambers. Status, deceased. Alexius Urselio. Location, lower levels. Status, deceased. Rasmus Estevan Urselio. Location, unknown. Status, deceased. The child. Location, upper chambers. Biometric parameters. Rapid heartbeat. Elevated body temperature. Stress level exceeds the permissible limit. Status, unknown error. Attention. Calming procedures advised. Attention. Upper chambers inaccessible. Error. The control rod is not present. If the rod has been misplaced, immediately contact the station keeper or the novice laboratorum custodian.
Examine the logs.
The archive data stored on the Cogitator's local data crypt is partially corrupted, but you still manage to access the residual logs for examination. The Vox recording hisses for some time before you hear a voice. This is Officer A-282. Do you copy? Several generators overheated on the lower levels. Chambers A to D are unpowered. The Tech Priest crew sent to investigate the problem is not responding. Requesting back. The officer's speech is interrupted by shouting, and the recording abruptly ends. Officer H-123 speaking. 200 servants have perished due to explosive decompression of the living quarters. We've located traces of mechanical interference. The preliminary cause is officer sabotage. Crews 5, 6, and 9 are cut off from the main compartment. We have enough oxygen for 20 minutes. May the Emperor save our souls. Senior station officers, this is the captain speaking. We attempted to contact the Winterscale Scion for help, but something is jamming the signal. We never received a reply and cannot be sure it was even sent in the first place. A rescue team is not coming. We are on our own, so remain vigilant. Anyone could be a traitor, you hear me? Anyone. If you are in doubt, shoot to kill. The following Vox recordings are too badly distorted to make out even a single word. Report X, 880 originator, classified. Date, classified. The servants close to the child have started butchering one another again. An order came from above to have their remains reprocessed.
What do you mean, again?
Report X, 886 originator, classified. Date, classified. The negotiations with the Winterscales were a success. A new batch of servants will arrive in 10 moons. Escort them to the laboratory at once. It is imperative that we increase the new retainer's resistance to the child's powers.
Clearly, they have a very powerful psyker on board.
Report X, 891 originator, classified. Date, classified. Data expunged. The log is almost completely corrupted, but you managed to recover the latest entry. Identity confirmed, Regent Iranto Orselio. Date of visit, classified. Reason for visit, classified. Date of departure, classified. The yellow lights above the control panel flicker to life, and a singular repeating message streams down the vid screen. Warning. Damage in technical compartments A, 12, B, 3, D, 8, and H, 24 detected. Warning. Living quarters L, 10, L, 16, L, 28 depressurized. Warning. Unable to access the station's docking system. Warning. Energy regulation system. Unknown error. The station will transfer over to emergency power. Immediate evacuation of the facility is advised. Warning.
Well, that doesn't sound promising.
Something buzzes in the cogitator's metallic gut. Several red lumens light up above the vid screen. Required access level, security captain or above. Current access level, senior security officer.
Let's try to break it open.
You easily bypass the restrictions imposed on the sacred machine. The cogitator's overloaded processors were unhappily. Most of the encrypted data has been wiped. You find traces of the purge protocol. Recovery is impossible, but a list of the most recent commands, having been embedded in the machine spirit's consciousness, now flits across the screen in a single creeping line. Child elite pick flotus of exisconial station controls delity activate shuttle self-destruct purge command block.
Exactly.
Exploring the archives for a while longer yields a surviving excerpt from the guard captain's report mentioning that the security system had recently been reconfigured without his knowledge. His comment reads, "Only the keepers of the station have access to the life support systems, but Keeper Theobald had not left the child's side, and neither had I. Could it be that?" The vid screen blinks, and the mechanisms in the machine's core emit a quiet hum.
Let's try to call Rykad Minoris.
The system cannot carry out your command despite the eager compliance of the machine spirits. One thing is certain, the problem does not lie in the cogitator's mechanisms. The cogs within the sacred mechanism slowly start turning with heavy grinding and clacking. The tired machine spirits grant you access to the station control, or at least its parts that still obey the cogitator.
Open all doors on the level.
The cogitator's vid screen goes dark as if the machine spirits had fled their mechanical casket. But your assumption is incorrect, as it fills with static just a few moments later. You can barely make out an inscription amidst the flow of rapidly changing symbols. Warning, data corrupted. Processing error. 0100110 is required.
Yeah.
You push a few buttons on the control panel, but the system rebels and keeps resetting your commands. According to the data, the compartment you are trying to open is depressurized. The cogitator takes a few moments to gather the data from the station's active systems and produces the following message. The protocol has been executed. The passage has been opened.
Ominous door opening cinematic.
Is there money to be made?
Ooh, new goggles. Warp lore.
Heresy has found its way into the walls of this esteemed house. It is a black day for the novice Nobilite.
I always have a backup plan.
Apparently so. Let's save again.
The caustic stench of reagents sears your nostrils, and broken glass crunches underfoot. Somebody wanted to destroy the laboratory. Or find something.
I assume I'm going to have an option to do something with all these flesh samples and space USB sticks at some point.
Keep your wits about you. That's how
Synthetic
it's
amniotic
done.
fluid pools across the floor. Barely discernible traces stretch to the side opposite the entrance.
They all just lost their minds. Please, don't kill me.
Oh. This is going to be an opportunity to create something. Well, the control rod, at least. That's going to be good to have. Part 12 of the research notes.
Research notes of Novice Laboratorum Custodian Fortunata Orselio, Part 12. More and more servants are being influenced by the immaterium, and it has nothing to do with the child's more frequent tantrums. We've discovered that the corrupted flesh of the mutated reacts most unusually to the crystals we purchased from the Winterscale dynasty. I strongly recommend finely grinding the reagent to catalyze the reaction. Do not use acid under any circumstances. Trust me, you will not like having to tend to the burns for the next dozen turns in a row. This calls for something more basic. Oh, and one more thing. The tech priests blessed the data crypt H41. Okay for the calculated number of chrono turns, which means it is no longer necessary to remain near the device while waiting for the reaction to start. The data crypt H40 KO malfunctioned over the course of our research. I should remind the technomats to deliver this sacred mechanism into Mugos Dioctius's capable hands.
This could be an opportunity.
Okay, we can grind this stuff into dust. What do we use the dust for?
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
I see. Do not use acid, he said. Well, that didn't go so well. Guess I'll find out what that does on the next playthrough.
Laboratory Journal H, 4045 LS. Experimental section. The child's influence on the psycho-emotional state of various representatives of the Imperium. Access level, or Celio T prime. Experiment H4545-1. Subgroup, lowborn male. Test subjects exhibit signs of acute stress. The majority perished of blood loss within a day of being placed in the laboratory chamber due to the inability to halt the discharge of ocular secretions, tears, and the body's subsequent replacement of these secretions with the connective tissue of its internal environment. The individuals with the greatest resistance to the sacred child's resonance died several chronoturns later. Extensive wounds in the abdomen, presumably inflicted by a jagged piece of metal. Death was caused by strangulation with the subject's own intestines. The subject's final shouts exhibited concerns over abominable tentacles and void worms, hallucinations prescribed to their own internal organs. Experiment H4545-2. Subgroup, lowborn, female. The test subjects died within an hour of entering the laboratory adjacent to the child's chambers. Most had their tongues bitten off or their jaws badly dislocated. Some test subjects lacked the physical strength to separate it from the rest of the skull. Cause of death, severe head injuries caused by impacting the walls or the floor. Experiment H4545-3. Subgroup, a paralyzed patient who lost the ability to speak due to the shock caused by a manufacturing accident, male. The test subject noted a tingling sensation in the deteriorated tissue. During Regent Toronto or Celio's visit to the child, the test subject smiled and started humming, most likely trying to carry some plebeian tune, and then attempted to address the servant who brought him food. A lengthy conversation was prohibitive due to the servant's lack of a tongue. Experiment H4545-4. Subgroup, a defective offspring of Lord P. or Celio, pronounced unfit for studying the high art of navigation owing to the mutation of tissues required for installation of the obligatory augmentations that merge one's consciousness with the vessel. Additionally, they display an overall feebleness of mind, female. The test subjects mirrored the child's actions for 3 days. On the 4th day, the child became upset after hearing the news about the untimely demise of Amos Cantorelli, an officer of her personal guard. As a result, one of the test subjects peeled away several layers of tissue from her face and died from the resulting massive heart attack. The last surviving test subject was executed for attempting to contact the child.
Jesus Christ. There's a lot of shit going on here.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
Which I'm probably not making better by blowing up their equipment, but anyways.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
A control rod is required.
Wait, didn't I remake the control rod? Yeah.
Felek Celio looks a little better. His tangled hair is now neatly braided. His wounds are tightly bandaged, and there is some healthy color under the scales on his cheeks.
You dealt with the threat and powered the elevator. Well done. I trust you brought the activation rod as well. Remember, every second of hesitation may cost my mistress her life.
Idira suddenly cocks her head and drives her nails deep into her shoulder. Then she starts mumbling.
The crossroads. There are 2 paths, both stained with blood, both leading to the accursed eye. They all wear masks, so poor and flimsy, they fall at the slightest touch, one hiding a blind man, another a traitor.
Tell me more. What paths?
I cannot say. One is paved with blind faith, the other with hatred and treachery. Both lead to tragedy. You simply have to decide what kind of tragedy you like the most.
Okay. Who's who? Who do you see behind the masks?
My whisperers are giggling nastily. They will not speak, the naughty little things. They say that tearing off the masks is your concern.
We're definitely going to make the wrong choice. Thank you, I did not understand a single word.
Idira nods tiredly and glances at Felek out of the corner of her eye.
This station has enough problems without your sorcery, Psyker.
Felek waves Adira off and looks at you expectantly. Felek exhales loudly and smiles.
Thank you, rogue traitor. I don't even know what to say. Status and honor prevented me from admitting it before now, but you have awoken hope in me. Hope that I might actually leave this station together with the mistress. Which is why I am about to ask one last favor of you. The lowly insurgents got their hands on a weapon that suppresses my navigator powers. Their absence makes me a living target, but this weapon is useless against you, as is the bunch of lunatics wielding it. I humbly ask you to deal with the scum huddling upstairs and hurry to adorn my mistress with the relic of our house, a sacred amulet against all evil. Recent events have badly disturbed Lady Kasha's psyche, and warp entities always lust for weaker souls, especially when the veil grows thin. You too will be safe next to this charm.
Very well, I will do it.
You are going to need this charm.
Felek hands you a precious stone without a setting. Its luminous surface remains cold to the touch, no matter how long you hold it in your hand.
And may the God Emperor's light be with you.
The pale figure with unnaturally long limbs covers her face with her hands, which are deformed with talon-like nails. Her deathly pale face is coated with blood that continually streams from her scarlet-misted eyes. Her spiny gills, slightly hidden under her disheveled hair, twitch nervously at your approach. Only now do you notice the third eye on the young woman's forehead, hidden by a jeweled ornament. And when your eyes meet, you sense overwhelming, soul-smothering power.
Oh, wow, you can actually fail the willpower test. The dialogue. I wonder what happens if you fail.
You are enveloped in despairing grief, and an invisible hand closes around your throat, cutting off your breath. Your limbs seem to fill with lead, your heart hammers in your chest, and the desire to turn and flee from this room, from this station, almost gets the better of you. At the last moment, you master your emotions, and your will pushes back against the illusion, forcing it to retreat. Adira emits something between a moan and a drawn-out whimper.
Oh. As if my own little pals weren't bad enough, now this one's barging into my head. Somebody stop her. Heresy.
Argenta looks at the tall figure with a strange mixture of anger and sadness. Then she lowers her head, and her white hair veils her face.
Lady Cassia, I'm here to help you. Please calm yourself.
She wearily shakes her head and lets out a drawn-out sound similar to both a sob and the howl of a small wounded animal.
What is happening? Was someone calling my name? Are all the betrayers dead already? And you, who are you?
Cornelius von Valencius, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Unease settles over her features, and she nods cautiously.
Pardon my manners, Cornelius. I did not expect to make such a gracious acquaintance in such a time of great sorrow for our house. What is this? I feel faint.
The heavy-set old man, who has been kneeling nearby, erupts into low sobs. His eyes, swollen from crying, dart desperately around the room, as though the veil of ignorance has just been ripped away from them.
The child, Lady Kasha, where are you? Sacred child? Throne preserve.
Despite his venerable age, the navigator leaps up and rushes to the young woman's side.
You.
The old man shifts, revealing his face to you. It is threaded with jet-black veins, and his bulging, milky eyes bear a striking resemblance to those of a dead fish. A sickly sweet scent assaults your nostrils, as if the old man's flesh is rotting inside his decaying husk.
My eyes fail me, for they are unable to make you out as either enemy or ally. I'm warning you, one wrong move will bring the wrath of House Orselio down upon your head.
Watch out, Lord Captain. This one's so deranged it's making the whispers shriek like crazy. He might just open that eye of his.
Threatening the head of the dynasty is a grave offense, esteemed, whoever you are.
Abelard places a hand on his weapon.
At present, I'm trying to determine what is happening on Orak 5.
I'll grant that you do not look like pirates who have come coveting the riches of a wrecked station, or like scoundrels in Felek's service. So who are you?
To you, old man, I am your lordship rogue trader.
The impassive expression on the navigator's deformed face does not flicker.
Haughty. As I thought, you are indeed of noble blood. Then what brings such an important personage to a station of House Orselio, one of the greatest houses of the novice nobilite? And what do you want from me? Speak.
I am simply seeking a navigator to join my crew.
Then you have come here for nothing. Urak V is an observation station. We do not make contracts and we do not supply navigators. I must tell you plainly.
The old man winces in pain, but you do not see any wounds on his body.
You have chosen a most inconvenient time for recruitment negotiations.
Where have I heard that before? That's it, Master Felek was babbling something similar, or did I imagine that? Was it just one of the possible outcomes that I foresaw? Ah, my head is killing me.
I want to know what happened between you and Felek.
Felek is my wayward student. He came to Urak V as a callow youth. I personally mentored him and entrusted him with the care of the child. He was like a son to me, but he proved to be just another traitor. He sought to steal our most precious treasure, the heir of our house, our sacred child. To revel in power with others like him, casting our house into the abyss. To pervert the centuries-long traditions of our family. You can see the fruits of his villainy for yourself. He decided he was not bound by his duties to the legacy of the greatest of our novators, Tisiphone Orselio, who led our house to prosperity for countless years. Foolish boy, the renegades clouded his mind. They sought to seize control of the dynasty before the sacred child had come of age and taken up the novator's throne. So choose whose side you are on, a murderous traitor, or the lawful scion of a noble house.
Theobald speaks these words softly, looking at the unconscious young woman with reverence.
Felek accused you of treachery, Theobald. Why should I trust your words?
Defending myself before strangers, I never thought I would fall so low.
The old man looks at the unmoving Kasha and shakes his head in resignation.
If the child's life were not at stake, very well, I have no choice. Or proof of my innocence. I can give you my word as a member of the novice nobilite, if the honest word of an honorable man counts for anything with you. I guarded this station against calamity and incursions from without to the best of my ability. I forced the wardens to strictly observe security protocols, I personally selected every servant, and I faithfully protected the child during the coup.
The station is in a state of emergency. Perhaps we can help one another.
My answer is no, and I do not wish to revisit the topic. The child will stay on Urak V, and I by her side. Our ships will come to our rescue at any moment. I managed to send out a message before Felek seized control of the station.
A bluish rivulet trickles down the old man's chin, and he wipes the mutated blood brusquely away with his sleeve. You glimpse strange burns covering his flesh under his clothing. Even the slightest movement must be causing him unbearable pain.
You're seriously injured. How do you plan to protect the Lady Navigator in this state?
Theobald shrugs indifferently.
My service to the house is coming to an end. The wounds Felek inflicted on my flesh will never heal. I am dying, praise the throne, slowly enough to see that the child is taken care of. As I said already, House Orselio ships will be here soon. We do not need your help.
The old man turns away to hide the uncertainty on his fish-like face.
I saw the reports on the station's main cogitator. Felix stopped the transmission. Your message only got as far as the nearest world.
So what are you proposing? That I hand over the child to you, abandon her to the mercy of fate, cast her out into the darkness of the galaxy with a stranger? Alone?
The navigator's voice breaks into a shout.
No, I will not allow it.
Theobald stands over Cash's body, shielding it, and the air around him turns sweltering.
I give you my word, I will deliver Lady Cassia safe and sound wherever you wish.
The heat in the air dissipates, and the old man lowers his arms wearily.
All right. Save our sacred child, deliver her safely to Regent Aranto, acting head of House Orselio, in the Coronis Expanse. Rest assured that the reward will be worth your effort.
I know we came here for a navigator, but after everything we've seen, I've got some reservations about this girl.
Yeah, me too.
Argenta looks at Cassia, and a painful furrow appears on her brow.
Such a fragile thing with such a heavy burden upon her shoulders.
The last thing, then, is to deal with the traitors on the lower level. My final battle in the service of the sacred child.
Theobald looks wistfully at Cassia's insensate form.
I will revive the child, do not be alarmed. The power of House Orselio's heir will help us to destroy our enemies and shield the child from Felix forces. But you, rest for a time before the battle.
It is as if the painting was rendered by several different hands. The timid, uncertain lines are interlaced with rough and furious strokes, coming together in arcane shapes.
Random trajectories. That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
I always have a backup plan.
The child's safety is paramount. Glory to House Orselio.
While this may be an alliance of convenience, we shall follow you.
I always keep my options open.
Oh, he's mad.
You will beg for mercy, but I will grant none.
You dare cross the faithful!
I'll do it. But of course. No can do. I'm not so sure. Anything else? Will do.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
I'll see to it personally. I'll make it happen.
Oh, I forgot. We don't have we have effect attacks anymore. At least for now.
I'll see to it personally.
At your beck and call. It will be done. Victory is imminent. I took care of this one.
Okay, so that's how that works.
Follow my lead.
Weather the storm! Follow my lead! Death to the heretic!
Stay vigilant.
Weapon at the ready. My faith strengthens me.
Onward!
Break their morale.
I'll brush this off.
Follow my lead.
Follow my lead.
Doubt is for the weak.
That is not my destiny. Anything else? What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Now you're clad in scarlet.
Here's my perfect moment. Let's make some opportunities. It's as good as... Your end was inevitable.
At your beck and call. I will do my duty.
Follow my lead.
I must not falter. Moving out!
Stay vigilant. Weapon at the ready. My faith strengthens me. Break their morale.
Weather the storm!
Follow my lead.
Guided by faith! I will not. As the Emperor commands.
Now, this is your burden, child. Survive. Return to the fold of your house as your destiny demands.
No! Don't leave me alone in this violet-brown haze! Wake up! Your mistress is giving you an order! Do you hear me?
He was a fine seer of the warp. He fought for his mistress until the end.
Yeah, no. Enough's enough. I've had my fill of waterworks, thank you.
I regret that we had to meet under such circumstances.
What need have I for your regrets? I just want things to go back to the way they were before. What are you going to do to me?
Lady Cassia, I, Cornelius von Valencius, rogue trader of the Imperium of Man, offer you my protection and grant you shelter aboard my vessel.
I beg your pardon, but what about my servants? Your Act 5 is still full of people loyal to House Orselio.
Well, we do need more people, so all who can be saved will be given succor on board my ship.
As a Lady Navigator of House Orselio, I accept your gracious offer of protection. Please, take me to your vessel. I can no longer bear the pain of this place.
That's interesting. She's our ship's new navigator, but she's also a party member.
Keep your wits about you. Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
Okay, what kind of abilities does she have?
Color the uncolored.
That's the same as one she already has.
Pontius Siphius Gelasius, on the training of worthy servants at the court of the novice Nobilite. A good majordomo attempts to nurture only the finest of flowers in the garden that is their master's life. Therefore, new seeds for the garden must be weeded out with the utmost care, so that the garden's trees may yield the sweetest fruit. The lessons below will help you separate the precious seeds from the vile thorns to cultivate the perfect garden for any lady navigator. Lesson 1. A faithful servant always makes sure their mistress's rooms and garments are clean. Lesson 2. A faithful servant will never offer their mistress the same dress presented earlier in the cycle. Lesson 3. A faithful servant offers their mistress a glass of fresh water upon waking. Lesson 4. A faithful servant tastes each dish and every drink before serving it to their mistress. Lesson 5. A faithful servant will have mastered the art of styling their mistress's hair. The total time that 5 servants can spend on arranging their mistress's coiffure should not exceed 3 revolutions of the chronometer. Lesson 6. A faithful servant lives for their mistress and gladly gives their life for her as well. Lesson 7. A faithful servant.
Okay then.
Let us not dawdle.
Lord Captain, Lady Navigator, welcome aboard. The Sanctum Novice has been prepared for the communion ritual, but if the Lady Navigator wishes to rest in her quarters first.
Your heart starts beating furiously, your breaths come short and choppy, and your fingertips tingle unpleasantly. You notice that Vigdis is shivering slightly, and the crew are glancing around in puzzlement, searching for the source of this sudden wave of unease. Without even looking at the Vox Master, Kasha waves her away.
First I wish to speak with the rogue trader. Leave us. Oh, of course, when you are ready for the ritual, please let me know.
Kasha sweeps her pensive gaze over Vigdis, then, lowering her lashes slightly, turns to you.
What did you wish to speak about?
After a few seconds' hesitation, Kasha lets out a small exhale and then raises her pointed chin.
I have not yet thanked you for saving me on the station. My thoughts were clouded with so much mournful ash when Theobald's heart stopped, but you acted honorably and did not exploit me in my wretched position. And for that I am immeasurably grateful. I am also deeply grateful that you saved my servants, especially my valet. You've served on the station for more than 5 years, much longer than any who preceded him. He knows how to properly attend to me during journeys through the Immaterium and what to serve me for breakfast. His presence envelopes me in a cloak of amber. But now,
Kasha throws back her shoulders.
I am ready to go to the Sanctum Novice and perform the sacred rite. I require brushes, canvas, and the best paints you have on board. But no red.
Why are you asking for these items? Now is not the time to indulge in painting.
You are asking questions the answers to which you cannot comprehend. Perhaps I may explain it all to you at a later time, but now our time is too precious to waste. As a navigator of House Orselio, I give you my word that without canvas and paint, we have little hope of a smooth journey through the warp. I have no reason to lie.
Why do you refuse red paint?
Kasha gestures toward the servant standing beside her.
Yuv will give of his blood before the ritual. As always.
Okay. I shall ensure that all necessary supplies are delivered to the Sanctum Navis.
Kasha nods in thanks.
I shall take my leave of you for the duration of the rite. I ask that you do not follow me. Few can survive the gaze of my warp eye when it is opened. Lord Captain, I will oversee the open channel between the Lady Navigator and the bridge. And may the Emperor's light help us all.
May it indeed.
The Voxcaster in the Sanctum Navis picks up the susurration of clothes, pious chanting, and the metallic clicking of implants. Then the serene voice of the Lady Navigator breaks the silence. Initiating communion ritual. Come here, Yuv. The exultant ring of metal freed from its scabbard, the low sob of the servant, the rhythmic drip of liquid on canvas, the faint whisper of the brush. Go. Footsteps hurrying away. I see. Violet vortexes lashing an ocean with a million flails, and umber shadows spinning over the surface in a fiery dance, a storm rising above foaming waters. Armadas drowning in fog. The path from one end to another cannot be seen. And here, beyond the wall of glass, a daughter forsaken by her father yearns for her brother, and the sun's pale disk goes in tireless pursuit. Of her? No, of me. Its frozen rays lie that spring is here. The light is deadened. The great ruler is gone. The Vox Master recoils at Kasha's words and accidentally snaps one of the cogitator levers. The panel beneath her fingers emits sparks, and the Voxcaster falls silent. She quickly flips a series of switches and bows guiltily. My abject apologies for cutting off the broadcast, Lord Captain. I have never heard the warp speaking through a navigator before. The connection is restored now. It will not happen again. Soul-shredding screams drown out the Vox transmission. The servants in the Sanctum Navis are howling and shrieking like wild beasts, moaning in pain, their throats raw from the strain. And then, sudden silence. The dull thud of dropping bodies proclaims their fate. It appears the servants were part of the Lady Navigator's rite, as it was for her predecessor. I will arrange for the bodies to be removed from the Sanctum Navis after the ritual, or what is left of them. Rogue Trader, I fear I have unfortunate news. Endless blackness has spread across the canvas, dividing what should be whole in two, and my sight cannot glimpse the light of the Emperor as clearly as before. I cannot turn around. My brush only draws me onward. The way is blocked. You hear a heavy exhale, rustling fabric, and metallic clicking. By the Emperor's grace, the ritual was successful. Your vessel's temperament presented a challenge. Its cold steel grip did not allow me to breathe freely even for a second. It was as if the depths of the ship housed not only machine spirits, but something other. Now I will retreat to my chambers to recover my strength. Send for me if you have need of me. Lord Captain, congratulations on acquiring a navigator. Please spare me a few moments of your time, as there are several matters that require your attention. First of all, I wish to report on the condition of the station Urak V. Had you opted to begin your visit to the Rykad system with a different destination, the station could have become critically unstable. Fortunately, the decision to immediately visit the representatives of the Novice Nobilite bought us precious time. We can either focus our efforts on disassembling the station and procuring technological components for our own vessel, or attempt to save as many valuables as we can.
Let's try to gather components.
As you command, Lord Captain. With your permission, I would also like to remind you that we are still looking for an Engineer Prime. Both the vessel and its machine spirits are in desperate need of oversight by an experienced tech priest. We are also missing some crew, and, much more importantly, we have not yet located Heinrich Van Calix, the right hand of the Lord Inquisitor. Now we know for certain he was not at Urak V, so we should keep this in mind when making any future plans. As it pleases you, Lord Captain.
I think I'm going to call it there. It's been over 3 hours and I need to move about and actually get some food. So, thanks to all the lurkers and hope you all have a nice day.